Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. Um, yeah, we have stuff to talk about. We definitely have stuff to talk about. Um, the Rams have a new defensive coordinator, and that is going to be Raheem Morris. Raheem Morris has taken over as the new defensive coordinator, former interim head coach for the Atlanta Falcons. Um, yeah. Well, what do you guys think? I mean, I was a little surprised. I thought Aubrey Pleasant was going to be the guy. Sure, a lot of people did, but here we are. It's Raheem Morris. So, very interesting. Wasn't expecting it, but again, here we are. So, Raheem Morris, what is he? Who is he? Well, he's a coach, obviously, and he's somebody who he has that communication and that familiarity with not only Sean McVay but Ejiro Evero. I might have butchered that name, but he is the safeties coach, cornerbacks coach Aubrey Pleasant, and as well as Joe Barry, who was the former defense coordinator with the Washington Redskins. So they all have that familiarity, which is really cool. However, and this is something to keep in mind, um, he also coached for Atlanta for a few years. He coached on one side of the ball. He was an offensive, he was a passing game coordinator. He was a wide receivers coach. So I think we're starting to see how Sean McVay wants a guy that is going to give him an opportunity. He sees both sides of the ball. Now, I understand with what you're thinking. How do you lose somebody like Brandon Staley, right? And here's the thing: Brandon Staley was always going to leave. Sean McVay got a guy that literally could be the next Sean McVay on the defensive side of the ball. But let's not forget something. Brandon Staley is a former quarterback, and he spent some time on the offensive side of the ball. So now with Raheem Morris picking up that experience rather, with the Falcons, it's very interesting. It's really interesting with Raheem Morris. First off, he starts off 3-13 as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach. He improved them the next year to 10-6. It's actually the best turnaround in franchise history. It's a 7-win turnaround. So let's not act like this guy can't do his job. And he's well respected among players. And ultimately, this is somebody that had a background with the Tampa 2. And then he goes to the Falcons. He's there for a few years with Dan Quinn. And now he has experience with the cover 3 defense that Dan Quinn uses and utilized with that Seahawks defense, the Legion of Boom. So it's really interesting to have all that experience, all different systems, schemes, what have you, have the experience on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball, and have that relationship that you have with the head coach. Now, interestingly enough, some people are very, very, very worried about the potential of the defense falling off. They're worried about the fact that, look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Atlanta had the 32nd ranked pass defense. They had the 7th ranked run defense. Look, I get it. I do. It's not ideal. And I'll be honest with you, when I first saw that, I was like, But when you really think about it, look at who he has on this Falcons defense. Also, keep this in mind, after Dan Quinn left, he took hold of the defense, and Raheem Morris did a really good job. They started to become a formidable foe, and at one point, I thought the Falcons could string together some wins. They didn't do that, but they did hold Kansas City to 17 points. Week 16, so Patrick Mahomes was playing. It wasn't like he didn't start. So that's interesting. But when you look at the personnel, look, Steven Means, with all due respect, I don't want Steven Means as my starting pass rusher. Dante Fowler did not live up to the hype of that contract. We'll see if he does, this upcoming season, but he was not very good this year, to put it lightly. Grady Jarrett is a great player, but Grady Jarrett is not Aaron Donald. Tyler Davison is not somebody that I'm really excited about. Um, Linebackers I thought were pretty good. Michael Walker they got in the 4th round. Foysad Alukun, I don't even know if I pronounced that right. He also started. And then of course Deion Jones, who everyone knows and obviously loves the game that he plays. He's really transformed the linebacker position. Very, very, very athletic linebacker in his own right. AJ Terrell in the back end, a rookie that played well towards the end of the year, started off. I believe he had COVID at some point. I mean, he had all sorts of, stuff go on. Ricardo Allen, Keanu Neal, Darqueze Dennard, Isaiah Oliver, Kendall Sheffield, and Bleedy Ray Wilson. Now, you're hearing those names and you're thinking, no wonder why they were 32nd in the league in pass defense. Look, I'm not going to destroy the Falcons secondary. I'm not going to say that they're awful. But one thing I will say, one thing that's very important to say, is that at the end of the day, Raheem Morris didn't have the experience in the back end of that secondary. Keanu Neal did, sure. Ricardo Allen, sure. But think about it. AJ Terrell, rookie. Kendall Sheffield's been in the league for, 2 years now? Isaiah Oliver, inexperienced. Darqueze Dennard. I didn't really understand the signing to begin with. Bleedy Ray Wilson, just a guy. So he's going to the Rams now, and he's going to have Aaron Donald. He's going to have Michael Brockers. He's going to have Jalen Ramsey, Darius Williams. They're not letting Darius Williams go. I know he's a restricted free agent, but they're not letting him go. I'm just letting you know that right now. So he's going to have all those guys, right? Now, the interesting thing is, I know a lot of people are asking, but what about the 4-3 defense? What about it? Look, I understand you're worried about switching defenses again. I'm not going to say they are switching a defense. Here's the thing. Raheem Morris doesn't just decide, what they're going to run everywhere he goes. He actually just kind of learns. He just continues to work around it. So what I'll say is this. If they're a base 4-3, fine. But it's going to be a multiple defense from here on out. I'm telling you that. So, there's it's going to be a multiple defense from here on out. They're going to use 3-4. They're going to use 4-3. I think at the end of the day, they could end up going with a lot of cover 3 from Dan Quinn, that wrinkle in the playbook, but also I think they could go back to the Tampa 2. Now I know what people are saying. Tampa 2 scares people. First off, you have the single high safety in cover 3, and where you're gonna lose John Johnson, so that's obviously not ideal. He would have been perfect. For Tampa 2, I know what you're thinking. Well, a Tampa 2 defense would require to have a Deion Jones level linebacker that can cover the deep zone of the middle of the field. They don't have that. So, interestingly enough, if they're looking to, invoke more Tampa 2 and, the cover 3 defense that you saw, like the Legion of Boom had, you're going to want to look at linebackers in this draft that are super athletes, because I think the Rams would have to draft a linebacker, if that is the case, to match that cover 2. The Tampa 2. So I do think it's a good hire. Was I surprised? Yes. Do I think it's the best hire? Do I think they could have gotten somebody better? I don't know if they could have gotten somebody better, because I do really respect Raheem Morris. I think at the end of the day, his resume speaks for itself. And, overall, I am really impressed with Sean McVay, how quickly he is to go out and hire these guys. Look, Raheem Morris was going to take a trip to interview for that Jacksonville Jaguars defensive coordinator job, and he canceled it. I mean, straight up, like, Sean McVay wanted him, boom, done deal. I think that's a good thing. So I'm really curious, and now I'm going to bring up something else here for the Falcons. And now here's an interesting thing. Keanu Neal, pretty much the majority of their secondary is available in free agency. I don't know how the Rams would make it work, But I definitely think the Rams, or rather Rams fans, have to keep in mind that, now adding Raheem Morris, you could see somebody like, a Keanu Neal. Obviously, he might be a little overpriced, but you could see somebody like that. You could see a Demonte Casey who was out for the entire season practically, who had 8 interceptions, I believe, in 2018. Uh, my buddy Blaine Grisack pointed him out before me. I got to give all the credit to him on that. But you could see Demonte Casey. You could see somebody like that in free agency, and then you have that familiarity factor. Because here's the thing: we got used to the Brandon Staley connection, right? Well, now we're gonna get used to the Raheem Morris connection. So Brandon Staley, likely will take. I mean, I would, if I'm a betting man, and I'm really not, but if I was, I would bet that Leonard Floyd is going to be a Charger next year. There's no way he left Chicago, went to LA, had that LA lifestyle, had that his best season with Brandon Staley as his defensive coordinator, and there's no way he's not going to sign with Brandon Staley. There's no way. Um, and then I think John Johnson could possibly join Derwin James in LA as well, as with the Chargers. So I mean that's an interesting dynamic there. But overall, if the Rams can afford it, I wouldn't be surprised if they grab some of Raheem Morris's guys. I definitely wouldn't be surprised at all. So that's like my presentation. I do that every now and then. I talk for a while and then we talk and I for all sorts of questions. At the end of the day, I like Raheem Morris. I think it's a good hire. I think the Rams are not going to fall out of the top 10 next year in defense. And I think people need to stop worrying because there's really nothing to worry about. Sean McVay's resume speaks for itself. What the Rams have done since Sean McVay has arrived speaks for itself. And look, when you have Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, you have the players that they have, you're going to be fine. The linebackers, they're another issue, sure, but you're going to be fine either way. And I think you saw some, interesting things, some, motivating things out of Troy Reeder. I thought Troy Reeder played well down the stretch, especially improved in coverage. You're going to see Micah Kaiser with another year. Traven Howard's likely going to be back. Christian Roseboom, somebody they like a lot on their practice squad. And then Kenny Young. Maybe you add another linebacker, more athletic. Who knows? But I don't think that this is a bad defense at all. And I'm not seeing them falling off a cliff. And I've seen a lot of, the sky is falling type of, comments. And I can't subscribe to the notion that the sky's falling. Um, so I'll leave it at that. But let's see. Jim Miranda, how's it going? Is this guy any good? Well, I don't know if you're talking about me or you're talking about Raheem Morris. But if you're talking, excuse me, I'm losing my voice already. If you're talking about Raheem Morris, yes, he's good. His resume speaks for itself. And he's trying to get back to that head coaching realm because he's had a 10-6 season before. They didn't make the playoffs, but he's had a 10-6 season before. So definitely interested to see if basically Sean McVay turns him into a head coaching candidate next year and he leaves. But yeah, he is good. He's definitely one of the top candidates. I thought they would have gone Aubrey Pleasant, in house, but maybe Aubrey Pleasant wants to be a cornerbacks coach and doesn't want to get promoted. I don't know. That's an interesting dynamic that I'd love to know more about. Great hire. Too bad he will get a head coach next year. Why don't our offensive and defensive coordinator stay for at least 2 to 3 years? Mr. Palma, unfortunately, that's just not the nature of the business with Sean McVay. McVay is always trying to push these guys and get them their best, get them in the best position possible to succeed in the future while also allowing them to help out in the process. So, that right there, that's kind of where we're at on that. Okay. It's the Sean McVay effect. It is. Everyone wants Sean McVay's toys. Everyone, they see what Sean McVay's doing and they're like, well, that I want that, so yeah, something to keep in mind. If we do not get Watson, can Cam Newton be an option? I would not in a million years sign Cam Newton. Cam Newton can't throw the ball. I don't trust Cam Newton. Um, I'd rather have Goff, to be honest with you. You're welcome, Charger Stadium staff. Now I guess players. If we get Raheem Morris, we will still be a top 5 defense for sure. I'm saying it's top 5 to 10. I mean, I'm not saying, either way. Either way, they're fine. The sky's not falling. They're not rebuilding. I've been seeing a lot of those comments. I can tell you for sure the sky is not falling. Everything's good. And keep in mind, they knew this was a possibility when they hired Brandon Staley. Sean McVay knew it. He knew he was special. And that if they had the success he wanted to have, yes. I mean, because think about this. You're expected, as Sean McVay, you're expected to win a Super Bowl every year. That's your goal. You're thinking that. So if you hired a candidate and he had that same goal in mind, you have to imagine if you get to the grand stage and you win, you're putting everybody on a pedestal. You're letting the entire league know what's up, and they're gonna, take guys from you. That's it. It's simple as that. It's gonna happen. Um, Now let's see here. If he becomes a head coach, we get 2 more third round picks. Yeah, you're right, and I think the Falcons will get some picks because of this. So, uh, okay, I'm good. That's a mistake for Atlanta, a steal for LA. We'll be back in the playoffs for sure. Hell of a pickup. Yeah, I think it's a good pickup. I do. And the more I read about him, the more I like him. So I always respected him. I thought he had a good team with Tampa Bay his second year, and they gave up on him too quickly. And I understand, the 4-12 season, but he found something. He struck gold, and then they didn't want to build off it, I guess. We should try for a trade with the Texans for Goff, and we get Watson. It's not. I don't know if the Texans want Goff. To be honest with you, if we don't get Watson, I would say Cam or Matthew Stafford. Stafford 100% over Cam. Whoever can climb the pocket better under pressure to move the chains on third down. If Watson isn't there, you can't go wrong with John Wolford. Maybe Goff gets work on that. Yeah. I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm a big John Wolford fan, and I do think if he started next year, 16 games, you're looking at least 10 wins. He's somebody that's going to come in, not lose you the season. Like he will play well. Will he be an MVP? I don't know. I mean, we've only seen him play 1.25 of a game, but I'm not going to say he's going to be Brett Favre, but I do like him, and I think if given the opportunity, he could be a top 20 quarterback in the league, which is a starter. Make a good camp fight. I agree. I'd rather have Akers at QB than Cam Newton. Jared Goff is on his way out of Los Angeles. It would appear so, potentially. He played his way out of the starting job. Good riddance to Goff. Let's get it. Jake is churning out these live streams now. Yeah, Days, I hope you're enjoying them. I hope you guys are all enjoying them. I'm trying to up the quality, so I'm using Streamlabs this time. I've been using OBS, went to Streamlabs. That's how we had the cool little starting soon insignia thing going on. Just trying to improve my quality. Should the Rams trade Goff for Matty Ice? That's an interesting one. I don't think so, but that's because, I think Matt Ryan's kind of at the end of his career in a sense. And Goff is durable, and you could, he's 26, and you can still develop him, hopefully. They are the same player. McVay needs a mobile quarterback. I agree. If you notice, he loves mobile quarterbacks. Agree with that. I would really want Wolford to start. He has good coaching, weapons already. Plus, he's more confident, gets through his reads better than Goff. He just really does everything better than Goff. Yeah, I mean, simply put, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Cool, Jake. Thanks. Appreciate it. I don't know. You don't know what, Loyal Ram? Do you not like this move? I think he's going to be a steal. He could be. He held Mahomes to 17 a few weeks ago. I thought it was 17. I did say that. If I was McVay, I would build around Goff and then see what he does. If he does trash, then I say he's the problem. Maybe trade or release him. I don't know if Goff has another year. We'll see. Doesn't Morris run a 4-3 and we have personnel for a 3-4? Yeah, so Morris ran a 4, yes, he ran a 4-3, but Morris will adapt. And I think Sean McVay wants to stick to the 3-4. But I think he also wants to stick to a multiple defense where they're a modified 3-4. They're not, a base 3-4. They're not your, Pittsburgh Steelers type of defense. They're trying to play multiple. You pretty much have to in this league. Well, the Falcons slowed down the Steelers that one game. That's all about all I know. I honestly think this is great. Awesome. I really hope we can keep Aubrey Pleasant. That'll be an interesting one. I don't know if he's going to leave. I don't know what his thoughts are on this. I don't know if he chose to stay. I mean, I don't know. It does seem though, if he didn't choose this, he's been overlooked twice for a job I think he's capable of. Doesn't more? Yes, he does. Jordan Rodriguez says he has a lot of experience with different systems on both sides of the ball. Yep, it's absolutely fact. I really like that passing game coordinator role. Again, what I really like about Raheem Morris is if you got him before the Atlanta Falcons, that whole run with the Atlanta Falcons, his tenure there, he wouldn't have had that exposure with the cover 3 defense, and he wouldn't have the exposure as a passing game coordinator and a wide receivers coach. Like, I've talked to Falcons fans, and they said that literally came out of nowhere. They were not expecting him to be a wide receivers coach, but there he was. Yeah, but I think Atlanta was running 3-4, 3-3-5 as well. Yeah, again, it's a multiple defense when he took over, and it'll be a multiple defense, I think, now. Again, if they run with the Tampa 2, they're going to need a athletic linebacker that can cover the deep zone. And if they go cover 3, then they're going to need a guy like John Johnson that can play single high safety. Is he? I think he's good. It is not official yet, but yes, he is a good coach and was being sought after by a few teams. So it's not official as in he's in the building, but it's already been agreed upon, reported, all of that. We don't have big enough DEs to run 4-3. I don't think we're going to run a 4-3, so you don't have to worry about that. I say the defense stays the same. Hello, everyone. What's up, Charlie? How we doing? I'm scared about this. I like the hire. I hope Rams sign Floyd. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think Floyd's gone, but we'll see. I'd love to have him back. Why don't we stick with a system that works? Watch, we will spend draft capital, run a 4-3 instead of. No, I don't think so. I really don't think. I would not put too much stock on 4-3, 3-4, all of that. They run a multiple defense. Think Belichick. Think the Patriots. They don't stick in one, 4-3 set or 3-4 set. I think personally, I think the 3-4 is more equipped to handle today's league. But I actually liked the 4-3. I liked the one that Spagnuolo ran. He wasn't like the best head coach in the world, but I loved his defense. So that's something. Blake Martinez trade. I don't think the Giants are going to get rid of Blake Martinez. Not after the year he had. Jalen Twyman. Excuse me. Jalen Twyman and AD could be lethal. I need to see more tape on Jalen Twyman. I was pretty hyped about him, but I don't know. I saw something. I just kind of felt like he was too slow. So I don't know if he would be lethal, but I'll check him out more in depth and get back to you on that. Losing my voice over here, folks. I guess this is why people don't live stream every single day of the week, because you just run out of gas. I love the 4-3. 4-3, in my opinion, works better. Yeah, a lot of people do. Everyone plays some hybrid nickel thing anyway. Yeah, no, I agree, Charlie. And that's the thing. The Rams personnel, they're going to, they have Rapp, they have Burgess, they have Fuller. So they're going to want to keep all 3 of those safeties on the field at once. So, yeah, I mean, they're going to play nickel. They're going to do all sorts of stuff. Again, I'm not worried about the personnel grouping of 4-3, 3-4, what have you. They're going to just be multiple. So, I think Morris is a good choice. Nobody can replace Staley, though. That's probably why my Broncos lost all pass rush power this year after losing Staley. Well, I thought Bradley Chubb was an All-Pro. I thought I saw something where he was. I thought he had a pretty good season. I don't know. I mean, obviously you lose Staley and that hurts, but Vic Fangio knows what he's doing with Denver. I don't think the issue was necessarily the defense, because I always felt like the defense gave him a chance. They just couldn't score points this year offensively. They weren't consistent. Drew Lock was battling all sorts of issues. He had the shoulder injury earlier in the season. Melvin Gordon didn't really get hot until the end of the year. And then they lose Cortland Sutton. And, of course, they lost Von Miller before the season. So I think this is a team that had an opportunity. They were a dark horse of mine to make the playoffs. And they just battled so many injuries that they couldn't get going. Let's see here. I'm happy we got someone ASAP. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad I'm able to talk to you guys about him. I was really excited. I am a Rams fan. This is a Lakers jersey, and this is an LA hat. I'm a Rams fan. I have the Rams helmet, which is still right there, but I did a video and I forgot to zoom out for the live stream. I have a live stream set up. I zoom out for the live stream so you can see the helmet, cool aesthetic, what have you. And I forgot to do that. So that's why it looks kind of weird. But I just kind of left it anyway. Um, who would you say out of our free agents are top priority? I mean, I think the Rams' top priority should be going after either John Johnson or Floyd. I don't think either of them are going to stay, but who knows? What up with Corey Littleton? I don't know. What's up with Corey Littleton? He's with the Raiders. I mean, he had a poor season, but I also don't think he was utilized correctly at all. And they didn't really blitz him. They didn't let him, rush the passer, something that he did well at Washington in college, was a pass rusher. So I don't really know what they were doing anyway with him. You can franchise tag JJ, but do you want to? That's going to be a pretty big hit. We don't have the personnel for a 4-3 who gives it. I mean, it's again the 4-3. It's not. I'm telling you, 4-3 is not going to be used as much as like you guys are thinking. I'm just going to say it right now. I'm probably way behind the comments, but I'm trying to catch up here. Work on offense and linebackers. Yeah, I'm looking at the interior offensive line for sure. Linebacker could be necessary. Micah Kaiser will just get hurt again. That was my biggest issue with Micah Kaiser coming out, and he replied to me on Twitter and was like, what are you talking about? I started all these games, and I don't have any ill will against him or anything like that. But yeah, he was not a big fan of when I said that Micah Kaiser was injury prone, and I said that Corey Littleton would be a big loss. Would you draft linebacker O line first, and who? I always go best available, modified best available. Like if I have Aaron Rodgers, I'm not going to go top quarterback available or anything like that unless I have to. Um, so yeah, I mean I always go best available. So I mean if the best linebacker in the draft is sitting there and and the bigger need is interior offensive line and he's like the fourth best center in the draft, I'm going to take the number one linebacker because at the end of the day, they're needs now. But if you draft best available, it sets yourself up for the future. You never see things coming until it happens. If the Rams didn't go best available, they simply wouldn't have gotten Aaron Donald. So that's how I do that. Um, what's up, Masanori? How we doing? We should trade for CJ Mosley from the Jets. I don't know. He's pretty injury prone, and he has not played that well either. We need prime beef on the O-line, not these O-line jags we currently have. Freaking Blythe and Havenstein shake my head. Yeah, I mean, I think you could argue that they need some new blood in the offensive line, but I think they're not that bad though. I think it's very overblown. They dealt with some injuries. They also reshuffled a lot, so they're going to be a lot better, I think, next year. Is there any word whether they're going to keep defensive position coaches Pleasant, etc.? There's nothing yet. I can't really confirm whether Pleasant will be back, but it is a good sign that Pleasant's worked with Raheem Morris before, so he has that familiarity with him. Let's see here. We have I hope Aubrey and other internal assistant coaches don't leave. Imagine we have to draft a linebacker in the draft. Of course, now I have been wrong. He's got a great relationship with Aubrey Evero and Coach Barry. McVay, when it all said and done, will have a really good coaching tree. Yeah, I mean, he's already got 3 guys in his coaching tree, and he's 35 years old, not even. He turns it by the end of the year, by the end of the month. Crazy. Trade for Tua. Yeah, I don't know if you missed it last night, Snoopy, but I actually am really against going after Tua in the draft, and I root for Alabama. I've been a fan of theirs for about 10 years now. They're just a team that I like rooting for. I'm not a diehard fan or anything like that, but Tua Tagovailoa was fun to watch, but I always had issues with his injuries. And I also don't like left-handed quarterbacks. I don't know I loved Michael Vick. Don't get me wrong. Like I loved watching him play. But right now, you have Whitworth coming back another year. You'd have to move Whitworth to right tackle, maybe. I want my best offensive lineman protecting my quarterback's blind spot. And the blind spot eventually becomes the right side because it's a lefty quarterback. So yeah, I have my issues with that. It's also different for offense. It's also different for receivers receiving like it's just different. I don't know. I prefer right-handed. I think it's why the majority of the league is right-handed. Um, and now all the left-handed people are gonna come at me, cancel me. Um, let's see. Falcons defense has been awful the past 2 years, unless I'm missing something. I hope so. They haven't been awful. They had a rough stretch earlier in the year, and they went through some injuries, but they haven't been awful. No, and I thought they did a nice job of making those adjustments when um Raheem Morris took over. So I feel good about that. Um, let's see. How about Sam Darnold? I like Darnold. I don't know if I would trade Goff for Darnold straight up, but I like Darnold. I do. What do you think about third string quarterback Bryce Perkins? He looks pretty good. I'm a big fan of Perkins. I think that he can be developed into a starter. He was my, I think, 8th or 9th overall quarterback in this draft. So I'm a fan of his, and I love his mobility. And I think he's got a pretty nice deep ball that's been underrated. What about Patrick? I strongly disagree with you on this one. We will see, though. Nice video. Thank you, Jarian. Appreciate that. What's his style? 3-4. Masanori, he is technically a 4-3, but again, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Would you rather have Jared Goff or Sam Darnold? It depends. I mean, with the, like, assuming there's, like, no contract or anything like that, like, one doesn't have a higher contract than the other, then, I'd probably take Goff. With the contract, I think Sam Darnold. What's up, brother? How we doing? Q QTAV7. Oh my god, I cannot read while talking. It's like ridiculous. Rams need to move Goff for a high pick. Falcons defense sucked, but we didn't have AD and Ramsey. Very true. Very true. I wouldn't be surprised if Texans accept the job offer. Goff is going nowhere. Just stop. I wouldn't just say that. I wouldn't say that. If we get Watson, I think we can get OBJ on a 1-year contract. Do you think that's possible? And if so, what do you think about it? Well, I'd love to get OBJ and Watson on the same team, but I don't see how that's possible. That is, that now you're just pulling cap out of thin air, like left and right. It's like, I mean, I would love it, but that would be really hard to do, and I don't think it is possible at all. I like where your head's at, though. Goff to the Colts, that's an interesting one. My friend Evan will kill me if that happens. He's a Colts fan. Would you trade Goff for Tua? I would not. Let's see. I like Stafford over Sam Darnold for sure. Stafford to me is like, Rodgers light. I think Goff's better than Garoppolo. Goff to the Patriots makes sense. I could see that. Goff is a turnover machine. Well, the stats prove that. Lester Snead overpaid Goff, Gurley, Cook. It's true. I want to get okay, so I can't say he overpaid Gurley. It didn't work out the way they wanted to, but it took some crazy, knee stuff going on, like the arthritis. Because let's be real here. He was the most dominant non-quarterback offensive player in the league. And then they paid him, and then he got hurt. And he had that injury in the Raiders game, and then it just got worse and worse and worse. And Cooks also, he's had a 1,000-yard season, I think 5 of 6 seasons or 4 or 5 seasons, however long he's been in the NFL. The only season he didn't is when he had the concussion issues, like when he missed all that time. But I think, he's worth the money. It's just the Rams couldn't afford it because Goff couldn't hit him in stride down the field. They got him to be their deep threat, and like I've said, they couldn't hit him. Wolford couldn't make a touchdown in the red zone. Yeah, but that wasn't really his fault. He threw a beautiful pass to Gerald Everett, who dropped the end zone fade. How do you feel about Mariota, Darnold, or Stafford? Pretty good. I like Mariota, and I like Darnold, and I like Stafford. Stafford definitely higher, and Mariota to me, he's interesting because he has the experience. You saw him come in limited effort, relief, for Carr. I thought he played really well, gave him a chance, and the mobility. I mean, Mike Mularkey was playing him when he was like 40% healthy, but now he's healthy, and I think as long as he could stay healthy, you see what he can do, mobility wise. Goff to the Colts would be nasty. You are a beast at this, man. Appreciate you, James. I try. If we could only swoop in on Deion Jones type linebacker, yeah, that would be something. I would expect a hybrid type defense. That's where I'm at. I agree with you, Jackson Scott. Brandon Staley was so good. Goff has taken the number one offense to the Super Bowl. Yo, what's up, Jake? What's up, Ayak? How we doing? Hope this stream's going well. I haven't checked the health or anything like that, but I mean, it looks fine on my end. If it's lagging, you guys let me know. Let's see. Get some Canada Dry. I have it right here. It's out. I need some more. I mean, it's over by the fridge over there, but I'm not going to run over and get it. We run a type of nickel coverage anyway, but I think we saw more 4-3 this year with Ashawn and other this year past 2 or 3 years. Hey, Jake, good day from down under. Do you think Raheem bring any players with him with Staley did with Floyd? Great question. I think there's a potential of bringing DeMonte Casey. I think there's the potential of bringing Keanu Neal. There's not a ton of guys that, I mean, not a lot of guys make sense, but, in the back end of the secondary, the Rams losing Troy Hill, if they were to replace Troy Hill with DeMonte Casey, I would say, they definitely upgraded. Now, I like Troy Hill, but Casey's awesome. He had 8 interceptions 2 years ago. Why did the Rams hire a new defense coordinator? Defense was awesome. Oh, cards, guns, and collectibles. In case you missed it, Brandon Staley is no longer the defense coordinator for the Rams. He was hired by the Los Angeles Chargers to be their head coach. So that's why the Rams needed to replace him on the defense. Do you see the Rams running a shotgun offense if John Wolford is the quarterback, since we saw a lot of that against the Cardinals? It's not going to be purely shotgun, and it just can't be in the NFL. You can't just do an entire shotgun playbook. But I mean, he prefers to be in the empty set formation with 5 wide. So I mean, I could definitely see it. I'm on Goff's side, but if he's at odds with McVay, then he has to go. They need to work it out. Yeah, hopefully. Let's see. Jake, let's flip it. We know Houston won't want Goff. What team would want Goff? Broncos, Dallas, Colts, Jets, etc. I mean, the Dolphins are definitely an interesting one, although I wouldn't want Tua in return, probably just for picks. I'd say the Colts are an interesting option as well. The Broncos with Drew Lock coming back in return, the Jets. There's definitely options out there. The Panthers, Teddy Bridgewater, I mentioned yesterday. Someone was like, "Wow, I really like that idea, Jake," and I was like, "Yeah, I kind of just thought of it on the fly, but I wouldn't mind Teddy Bridgewater in horns." I feel like we could have an even better season next year if Wolford starts, and definitely if we trade for Watson. I agree with you. I think Wolford offers more to this offense, and I think Goff is good, and I think he has a lot of arm talent, but Goff struggles working off script, moving around in the pocket the way Wolford does. And he doesn't process. He's a slow mental processor. He doesn't process the field as well, as quick as Wolford, and he doesn't have the quickest arm. Like the thing is, the arm motion, the throwing motion that Wolford has is very quick. Like it comes out quick. So I do have that. That is definitely a concern of mine. Looking at that. Wow, we're almost at 200, which we've already broken the record. We had 188 was the record on this. We were almost at 200 people live viewing. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Let's see here. Oh, we just had a whole bunch of comments come in. I'm trying to read all your comments, guys. You might have to resend them to me. Jake, here's the thing. Ellen Bogan, love your content. Keep it up. Appreciate you. All right. Again, guys, I'm trying to catch up with you, but Tua is my cousin, but I also agree. Here's the thing. I like Tua. And left-hand bias. I like Tua. The injuries scare me. They do. They scare me. I mean, I think they're a legitimate, I think they're a problem. I hope he stays injury-free, but there's no way to know. Yep, now all the lefties are coming at me, lefty-phobic. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to follow. I mean, there's just so much. Watson, I think Watson's possible. It's not extremely likely. Possibility just means there needs to be a 0.1% chance of happening. That's possible. Over 200 in the chat. Good stuff. What's up, Cards Militia? My guy, Rich. If you guys are interested in trading cards, all sorts of Prism, Mosaic, all of that, go check out Cards Militia and give him a subscription. He's an awesome guy. My guy, Rich. I wouldn't bring in RG3. I think he's at the end of his career here. Hey, Jake, there are 4 quarterbacks that I like. Hope one of them start for us next year and run our offense. Watson, Stafford, Mariota, and Wolford. We need mobility. This offense is lacking explosiveness. I agree with you. And I like all 4 of those guys. And either, if any of them start under center next year, I'll be a kid in a candy store. I'll be honest with you. I'll take Mariota. I'll take Stafford. I'll take Watson. I'll take Wolford. If you trade Goff away and you get picks, and then you get Mariota for cheap, you now have a quarterback back on the cheap, and you can keep, you can go back to what you did in 2018. Here's the thing, guys, and I just said here's the thing. If you're wondering why all of a sudden, the Rams were able to compete in 2018, why things came together, they were able to make those decisions, grab guys like Ndamukong Suh, Aqib Talib, Marcus Peters, because they had a quarterback on a rookie deal. So, because of that, now after paying Jared Goff, they don't have that. They don't have that flexibility. So they're losing a lot of guys here, and they can't really bring a lot back. And that's just the nature of the business. So, I mean, personally, for me, if I have a system like Sean McVay, who's to say I don't just roll with what I have, and I just continue to draft quarterbacks or sign them and build them up. And that way I keep my, my quarterback position I don't spend a ton on, and then I can spend everywhere else. I don't know. It's interesting. Joe Curley, who is my former co-host of the Downtown Rams podcast, who writes for the Ventura County Star, covers the Rams, all sorts of sports in Ventura County. He's the one that gave me that idea. He said that on our show. He said, why doesn't, Sean McVay consider, and this was a while back. This was about 2 years ago. Said, why doesn't Sean McVay consider just, drafting and developing and then letting them go, getting compensatory picks so you get a 3rd round pick, and then continuing the process over and over again. If you have a system that you believe is that great, you can continue doing that. Jake, you, LT, and Rams Talk podcast are the best Rams reporters in the game. Appreciate you, Marcus. That means a lot. Yeah, Rams Talk, Trent over there, he does such a great job. I've been on his show before. He's a really good guy. LT, I don't know who LT is. I'm trying to think of that, and I don't know. So I'd give a shout out to LT, but I don't know who LT is. But I appreciate it. Yes, Raheem Morris is going to be the defensive coordinator. Yes, Wolford can flick the ball when he throws. He's got that wrist action I'm talking about. Good for you, Jake. Keep it up. Do you think we might get Watson? I do. I think it's possible. I don't necessarily think it 100% will happen, but I do think they'll have a chance. New to the channel. What's up, Rashad TC? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you like what I'm saying, you like the content, you like the community, how about you hit that subscribe button and stick around for a little bit. Let's see. I'm trying to follow along, folks. I mean, I love it. I love the comments. I feel like this is deja vu. I say it all the time. You're probably sick of it, but I love the comments. What's up, Gibby Smalls? How we doing? What's up, Mark? Yeah. So many comments. Wow. Appreciate y'all. Love you and Trent from Rams Talk. Appreciate that, Andy. Yeah, Trent's great. Love Trent. All right, now we've caught up. Also, also a new viewer. I came late to the last live. Appreciate you, Colonel. All right. Sitting at dialysis, listening to you, man, making my night better. Talking about my Rams. Appreciate that, Diego. How you feel about this year, bro? Caleb. So I don't know if you're talking about this upcoming year or like this year right now, but I'll say 2020. I felt like as far as the Rams, I felt like they had a good year. I would have loved for them to win a Lombardi, but at the end of the day, they had some injuries that were really hard to overcome. They probably shouldn't have had Andrew Whitworth back, but he came back and he's a freak. Aaron Donald fully healthy, and that's a different game against the Packers. Doesn't mean they necessarily win. But yeah, they went through a lot. Injured quarterback. They had 2 injured quarterbacks. Just a lot happened. So I feel like everything that happened, you have to give them credit. And I know, trust me, my goal every year is a Super Bowl with this team. It wasn't, and thanks to Sean McVay, that's all I can expect from him. But what I'll say is that I think this year, not necessarily like a 100% success, but I'm okay with it. I like that if they lost to the Seahawks, I would have said it was a failure of a season. At least getting to the divisional round, losing to a team that I think is going to win the Super Bowl, I think that works out. And the highlight of it, they beat Tampa on Monday Night Football. That was a huge one for me. And they beat the Patriots as well. So they beat Bill Belichick. They give him an L. You could argue they knocked him out of the playoffs after that game. So, they get revenge on Belichick. You see McVay absolutely outcoach Bill Belichick. And then the way they just absolutely stifled Tom Brady was really fun to watch. Okay, and then sorry. And then if you're talking about next year, then next year I'll say this. I think the Rams are looking like a good team. Now, right now, with everybody, there's a lot of free agent question marks, all of that. They have to iron that out, but I think overall, this is going to be a team that has an opportunity to win their division and, I think go to the Super Bowl. I mean, they have to figure out the quarterback position, but I think you already saw. It's only going to get better because you saw the Rams had an opportunity to win a Super Bowl with Wolford and Goff, and I just think either way, they're going to compete. They're going to be a top 8 team again. That's kind of how I feel. Let's see here. Trying to. Now you guys are like, oh, Combat Sports Talk, Los Angeles. Also Rams content, but sticks with other Los Angeles sports. Okay, cool. I'll give Combat Sports Talk a sub then. Appreciate you point him out for me. Yeah, okay, so Ted Rudolph asks your input, why don't you like Kyle Trask as a quarterback? I feel like when I watch him, I see Trent Edwards. He was a former backup turned starter and quarterback for the Bills. Um, I just feel like he's just a guy. He can play in the NFL. He'll be a career backup, I think, and maybe a spot starter like a Case Keenum or like a Chad Henne. But I don't see anything that wows me. He had a lot of talent at Miami, or not Miami. A lot of talent at Florida, and I just was not really impressed. There were times where he really had to make something happen, and in those big games, I thought he really collapsed. He threw 3 picks in that one game pretty recently, and I don't know. I'll go back and watch more, but I was not impressed with Kyle Trask, and I'll have a video up. And I'm never gonna root against anybody like that. I hope he does well. I hope he kills it. I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he makes all the money in the world. But from my non-biased standpoint of scouting a quarterback, I was not impressed, and I do see some issues that could arise when he gets to the NFL. And if he's drafted too high, I'm worried because now it was a while ago, but I remember when like everybody and their mother was telling me how Christian Hackenberg was going to be like this great quarterback prospect. And I watched him and I'm like, what are you seeing? Like Christian Hackenberg to me was undraftable. And I said that and I got some looks from my friends. One of them was a Penn State fan, one of them was a Jets fan. So they're like, well, we got him in the second round. You don't think he's good? And I'm like, I don't even think he's going to start an NFL game. And sure enough, he didn't. And that's not to say that I'm always right, but that's to say stick to your guns. And sometimes you're right more than you think. And so I'm sticking my guns on this one, and I'll watch more Kyle Trask, but I have a worry about that, moving forward with him, is that I feel like he's kind of just one of those guys that is just a guy, and in a weaker draft class at quarterback, because it's very top heavy, but in a weaker class at quarterback, I worry he gets drafted higher than he belongs, and then there's more pressure on him. And if a team takes him to be a starting quarterback for them day one, they've absolutely killed him, because I think the way he's going to succeed is he's going to have to sit behind a veteran quarterback like a Fitzpatrick or somebody like that and learn the game at the NFL level and just be an understudy, because that's how I feel like, that's the best way he can succeed. But if a team tries to throw him into the Wolves, it's going to be what happens when you throw someone in to the Wolves. Love all the Rams talk. Yeah, absolutely. Happy to do it. Again, I talk about what you guys are wanting. I'm going to be doing more draft, and I know I said I was closing the book on the Rams, but it was closing the book on the Rams season. I can still talk about the Rams, and if they continue to come out with news like this, I'm going to have to keep doing videos. Trying to do live streams every night. We'll see if we can keep this streak going. Let's see here. You killed it last night, Jake. Always love the content to talk about our Rams all day. Appreciate that. Austin Wright, what's up, brother? Uh, to be honest, this Rams year wasn't too bad comparing to last year, but there's a lot of flaws need fixing. Oh, absolutely. I'm here for the Lakers talk. So, all right. Any Lakers fans out there, and I will answer all the questions and everything. I'm going to check out the comments, but I'm very curious. Lakers fans out there, as I lose my voice, I'm sorry, I sound probably terrible. Um, Drop below who you think this jersey is. So let me know who you think this jersey is, who this is of. I bet you you're wrong. I guarantee you won't get it. Let's see. So that's a challenge for you guys. I'm gonna read through the comments. Where are my Lakers fans at? 4 years ago, Rams and Super Bowl were never used in the same sentence. Exactly, Colonel. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at on that. I used to not feel that way, and now I do. They need to fix this marriage. 80-99 is due a ring or two. I want to believe in Goff, but he needs mobility, accuracy accurate most of the time. He needs is a ball mover. Yeah, but the problem is Goff isn't. He's not going to magically become mobile. And that is my worry with him. Jake, you think Aubrey Pleasant will stay, knowing Raheem will likely become a head coach after next year, and he could take over? Your take? I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. I think McVay really just wanted to get somebody to stop the bleeding this year. With Brandon Staley gone, I think he just wanted to get somebody that he was comfortable with and then focus on the offense. Because I do think part of the offensive struggles, I mean, I think a lot had to do with Goff, but I do wonder if, Sean McVay getting more acclimated to the defense and more involved with the defense might hurt the offense. I don't know. I don't know for sure, but that's something that interests me. And he and Raheem Morris are like buddy buddy, so I think this will help. I'm really curious to see if Aubrey Pleasant really even wanted this job, or if we just kind of talked him up to want it and he never really did. Um, let's see. Rather lose to the number 1 seed than lose against a division rival. Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with you there. Darnold and Mariota are still young. I like the cheap quarterback aspect of it because it allows to do what we did in 2018 in our Super Bowl year. I'm loving this stream, by the way. Thank you, Ivan. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know, right? Tuesday night, you're just watching yours truly spit some facts or, some not knowledge. I don't know. Appreciate you guys, though, for watching me. 184 of you. Can't believe we got over 200. Pretty crazy. This is really starting to this is starting to grow, and it's really fun to watch. If you guys haven't already, be sure to subscribe, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that we do have a giveaway, $50 Amazon gift card giveaway. All you have to do, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to the AJ Show. I do that with Adam Steele, my cousin. And then follow me at JK Bogan DTSN on Twitter and follow at the AJ Show Live on Twitter. Once you do all that, you'll be entered in to win a $50 Amazon gift card. I will pull that, I think, 2 months from now. I'm going to give it a lot of time to simmer down everything, and then we'll pull that thing, and we'll see who gets a $50 gift card. And I'll have more giveaways. I'm going to have plenty of interactive stuff. May even give away a helmet. We'll see. I don't know. I'm thinking. You guys have any ideas? You forward them over to me, but that's kind of where I'm at. No cap. Let's see, maybe we can get the Bearcats quarterback. Unfortunately, Cincinnati's quarterback, who I absolutely love, Desmond Ridder, will not be in the NFL draft. He stayed back. Made a bold but very smart decision, I think. It shows a lot of maturity on his factor, and so I agree with that. Greedy minds. Thank you for the Kyle Trask information. Absolutely. What about Kellen Mond? I would not pick him in the 2nd or 3rd round. He's going to be a day 3 guy. I'll look more into him. But yeah, I would not pick him in the 2nd or 3rd round. Yeah, right? Crazy. NFL season's about to end next month. I wouldn't mind signing Fitzpatrick, but it depends on the situation. If you still have Goff and Wolford, I mean, that could be a... But I mean, at the same time, I don't know. I don't know, because I do like Perkins as a 3rd guy. I don't think that's necessary, but I also like Fitzpatrick. Wouldn't mind him coming back home, even though he's drafted by the St. Louis Rams, not the LA Rams, but you get my point. Oh my God, I got a ton of Laker responses that are now loading here. I'm glad I found you. You're the best, most truthful information about the Rams. Appreciate you, Ted. I'm pissed the Lakers coasted against the Warriors. I don't even know what that was. Like, how do you... They blew that game so badly. I was mad because I was still streaming for you guys, and then I did a video, the video that you saw earlier today, if you didn't already, the breakdown, the Rams breakdown. And then I get home, and I see, like, everybody on Twitter talking about how the Lakers lost. I'm like, they were up by, like, 15. How did they lose? Yeah, that didn't make me happy. Diehard Lakers fan here since 77. Hey, there we go. LBJ. I love LeBron. I have a LeBron jersey. It's not LeBron. It's not Jared Dudley. I hate the blue pants. I actually like the blue pants. It's not Kobe, although I love Kobe. I have a Kobe jersey. Caruso. I don't have a Caruso jersey. It's not Caruso. Kobe. Caldwell Pope. All right, that's an interesting. That guess isn't awful. I'll say that. Jabbar. I don't think I have a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar jersey. I need one. Caruso, no. Danny Green, no. Rick Fox, no. Kurt Rambis, no. Caruso, no. LeBron, Magic, no. I don't have a. I think I have a Magic jersey. I don't remember. Eddie Jones, no. Good guess. That's a name. LBJ, Danny Green, Trade Coos. Now we're getting Lakers stuff in here, like trade Kuz. Like it's not even like, oh, that might be a Kuzma jersey. It's like, no, just trade him. Kobe, Malcolm Brown is gone. Caruso, Gasol. Gotta say this, Jake. Les Snead needs to stop trading first round picks and trade to get picks back. That's the reason why the Niners have so many good. Yeah, it's true. Oh, in that case, Eddie Jones. Nope. Shaq, Kareem, Caldwell Pope, or something green. Anthony Davis. Nope. I just got an Anthony Davis jersey, but I got it in 23. So yeah, I have to wait until Nike or he or whatever decides to give him his actual number because he wants to wear 23. James Worthy, I have one, but this is not it. Rambis or Cooper, Kareem, nope. Oh, I know, Sam Perkins, nope. KCP, no. What do you think about the Lakers last night? Brutal, and it made me sad. Jersey is Lonzo Ball, no. Nick Van Exel, no. Gail Goodrich, no. Vladimir Radmanovich, wow, you guys are just out there. Not Davis, Medvedenko. These are names, man. I remember Medvedenko. Vladdy Divac, AC Green. Okay, so none of these. I'm not seeing Jamal Wilkes. Oh, the machine, Sasha Vujacic. I love Vujacic. I should probably get his jersey, but this is not it. I have not seen it. Love this stream and information about the Rams. Yeah, absolutely. Happy to have you guys. You peeps need to not be so naive about the quarterback position. Morris is a disaster of a pick. Elaborate, please. No USC quarterbacks. Lamar Odom. Love Lamar Odom, but this is not a Lamar Odom jersey. How y'all feel about your quarterback? I don't know who the quarterback is, so I don't know how to feel. Adam Morrison. Marcelo Huertas. Forgot about him. Quinn Cook. I don't even. What's up, Sunny D? How we doing? Your own. Hell no. I do not have my own name on the back. All the power to anybody that has their own name, but I could never do that for me personally. I always need to have a player. And I can't do blank either. I'm not seeing it. And if you guys already said it, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder, however you say his name. I love him. I've been a fan of him since he came into the league with the Hawks. Bonga. Jake, keep doing live stream vids, bro. It's good to finally have a streaming info about our Rams. I love this Rams community. Awesome job, Jake. Thank you. Yeah, were you guys shocked it was Schroeder? When you got up, I thought it was Andrew Bynum. Oh, I mean, you got the number right. I was just worried that, I got up. I was hoping I wouldn't fall. You thought it was Bonga? All right, well, hey. Bynum. I loved Bynum, man. He kept his head on straight. He would have been a great player. If I had to put my money on it, Goff will be the Rams quarterback in 2021, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Wolford. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Watson. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Stafford. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Mariota. We'll see. I'm excited. I can't wait. I want to know who the starting quarterback is right now. Yeah. I know. It is funny, isn't it, Days? Like, everyone's like, Gail Goodrich we got in the chat, and then all of a sudden, I come up and I'm like, yeah, it's Dennis Schroeder. Which NHL team do you support? I actually support 3. I know it sounds bad. I was a diehard Red Wings fan, and then I had my heart broken. I was a big Pavel Datsyuk fan. He retires. I liked Babcock, the coach. I liked Nicholas Kronwall. I liked Zetterberg, Tatar, Nyquist. Um, loved Peter Mrazek. So like I was a huge Red Wings fan. And I only picked them because my favorite color was red when I was like 4 years old, right? So then they trade everybody away. Um, and I was just like, I hate Ken Holland. He's the worst. And now it's funny. I actually support the team Ken Holland GMs because I actually like Edmonton. I like Vegas. Vegas is my favorite team. I picked them before they had players. So Vegas is my team. But I like Edmonton, and I have a soft spot for the Devils because I've been to 3 Devils games. I was actually going. Fun fact: I was going to a Devils Canes game, right when they canceled the season. So I had to turn around and obviously not go to the game because they canceled the season indefinitely and then brought it back, of course, as you know. But the whole COVID outbreak and everything. Um, what was crazy is I remember being so I was on a plane. Charles Davis was on it. Um, there was a bunch of guys from the Senior Bowl on it, and I remember looking at my phone and like hearing this coronavirus, and I was like, "The hell is this? Like, what is coronavirus?" And I was reading about it. I was like, "That sounds bad. There's no way that's gonna come here." And then I get to Detroit, and I hate Detroit because I was in Detroit for 1 minute, and I got an alert that my idol Kobe Bryant died. So hate Detroit for that reason. Everyone there, you're fine. I'm not saying I hate you. I just that was horrible. So I get there coming back from the Senior Bowl last year, and I'm sitting there and I hear about Kobe Bryant, and then literally like 5 minutes after that, I hear that the airport I was just at in Atlanta just had a coronavirus case, and I was like, what the hell? Like, that's not good. And then time went on, and as you now know, our life is all different. So very, very interesting there. I felt I would just tell a story. I also just realized I'm wearing my headphones. I don't think I ever wore my headphones when I was live streaming before, but I felt like doing it this time. I don't know. Um, so the more you know, figure if you guys are gonna watch me every night, you might as well get to know me. Someone asked where I'm from. I'm from Clifton Park, New York. So I live in upstate New York. So like 5 to 7 hours away from Rochester, Buffalo. You Um, let's see. Love your hat. Where'd you get it? I got it on Fanatics. I don't love them. I don't want to give them promotion because I just don't love them. But yeah, so I gotta let you guys know if you want this hat, it's on Fanatics, and the logo for it, or rather the thumbnail image, is so bad. It's just awful. It makes you not want to buy it. And I have to tell you, this is what it comes out to be, but it pisses me off because the thumbnail image is so bad. I almost didn't buy it. So just keep that in mind. It's not what it looks like. This is the hat, but you know. And sorry, I don't mean to wear it like sideways like that. It just my head's weird, okay? All right. We're still over 100 viewers. We lost a bit of people because I kept talking about the Lakers and going to the Senior Bowl and all that. Bro, Kobe dying is one of the worst events I've ever lived through. Almost a year later, it still doesn't even feel real, man. Yeah, Ayak. So Kobe, when he died, I don't really get super emotional over like the deaths of, um, any like famous people or anything like that. The only 2 people that have ever gotten me like in tears, Chris Cornell. I was gonna see him at the Palace Theater in Albany, and decided it was too much money. And then, not even kidding, literally like 2 weeks later, he died. And then Kobe Bryant, who I loved and I always wanted to meet. And I knew people that were meeting him and, getting into media. It was like you could come across him and all that. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll meet him someday. And then, when he passed, it like really, I literally never cried, but I cried like the whole way home. It was really depressing. I just didn't, I just felt pain. It really hurt. And I really wanted him to be able to see. I knew this team was going to win, the NBA finals. So I really wanted him to see that. But and then Gigi, which is just awful, and just the way it happened. And then, I saw a video of him explaining why he took a helicopter, to get his kids, he wanted to avoid traffic and get his kids to, practice early. And there's some other things there, but yeah, it just, really unfortunate. Yeah, it's awful. I was at his first game ever. I never even saw Kobe. That's the thing that bums me out. I've never seen the Lakers play. Living in New York, it's like I want to go see them play, but like they come to, the Madison Square Garden, and it's like as soon as they come to Madison Square Garden, the prices for tickets for a Knicks game, they're stupidly high for a team that really isn't that great. But when the Lakers would come, I mean, it'd be ridiculous, and I could never afford it. Um, I'm not crying. You are. Somebody slicing onions in here. Yeah. Not trying to really, make everyone depressed, but, Kobe is one of my idols. So I noticed that with the gradient logo on the snapback versions that look like crap, but the fitted ones look good, better stitching with the fitted LA logo. This is actually not a fitted hat. It is a snapback. I only wear snapbacks if I can help it. So you let me know how that, I don't know. I think the gradient looks cool. I think that logo, I went from hating the logo to now I think it's one of the best logos in sports. I love it. I love the LA logo. It just pops. Absolutely pops. I love the drop shadow on the A. I love that. It looks like it's like folding over like an arch type of deal. I don't know. I love it. I don't like the ram head logo though. I can tell you that. The kids freaked me out crying in front of my wife. Yeah. David Bowie was pretty sad too, not gonna lie. Loved it. I listen to David Bowie as well. And when Elton John passes, I'm going to be really upset as well. I mean, there are other, I mean, like, there's, so just to know a little bit more about me, like, I'm a huge fan of, like, say, the Foo Fighters. So, like, Dave Grohl's, like, one of my idols as well. And I don't have musical talent. That's all on, everyone in my family got that except for myself. I got the sports talent or whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, I mean, it's tough, losing somebody that you look up to like that. Some people make fun of it, but it's like losing a family member in a sense. If you brought somebody into your living room every single night, like we did with Kobe, it is kind of like losing that a part of you. It's hard to explain. I still remember coming home from the worst shift ever at Price Chopper, and you may not know Price Chopper unless you're on the Northeast, but I used to work there, grocery store, would have the midnight shift, all of that. I came home at like 1 or like it was really late, and I did all the carts, brought them all in, just had a really rough day. And I come in and the Lakers are on, and they have no chance of making the playoffs at this point. They're playing, I think it was the Kings. I want to say it's the Kings or the Suns, either one. I think they're playing the Kings. So that's the 60-point Kobe game, and my dad's watching it. And he doesn't watch basketball as much anymore, so I thought it was really cool that he was watching it. He tells me to come over. He's like, "Kobe's trying to get 60 points, dude. Like this could be the last game he plays." Um, it was the last game he plays. So yeah, so he's like, "This is gonna be the last game he plays. Like, this is huge." And so I sat down with my father and watched that game, and it was just crazy, man. The fact that he had 60 points in that game, just a special moment. Um, Only he would go out that way. Only he would finish his career that way. Just very impressive individual. And I don't know if you ever tried, but Body Armor is his drink. Very, very good. Definitely want to check that out. I hear you, Ayak. Definitely hear you. Let's see. How did you become a Rams fan? My father grew up on the West Coast, and his next door neighbor was Jim Youngblood. So I was raised to become a Rams fan when he moved to the Northeast, because he moved to New York, and that's how I became a Rams fan. He raised me. Yeah, I'm glad too. There's nothing, and I'm sorry if you guys can't relate to this, but there's nothing like sitting down and watching your favorite team with your family. Nothing like it. When your family's into it as much as you are, there's nothing like it. It's like a sacred time, and that's the one thing that I'm really excited about, staying here, because I was going to move to LA and I had to change some things around, and now here we have this office that, my cousin and I leased. Um, you know, that's one thing that I definitely like though. I didn't move to LA, and now I get to see the Rams with my family every Sunday instead of potentially being at the game, or, you know, I'll be there though. And I know a lot of people want to meet up and all that, so I'm always down. Yeah, I don't like the Rams secondary logo. But, to each their own. I know a lot of people do like it. I need that on a flag. Yeah. Are you a Yankees fan? I am a Yankees fan. Logo is cheesy. Aw, come on. What's up, Rams house? Still don't really like the logo, but it grew on me. The logo and colors are still a travesty in my eyes. Trying to read all these. I hate helicopters. Yeah, I hate helicopters too. Chester Bennington, Robin Williams. Yeah, it's definitely tough. I think it was really tough with Robin Williams when you saw the last. I don't know if you did necessarily, but I saw the last night at the museum, and you knew when he was saying goodbye, like that was the last time you'd ever see him. Really crazy stuff that the film captures, but it captures because of the context of the film, outside of the film. I like the previous uniforms. I think they were the best in the league, and I think they're probably better than the ones now, but I do like the ones now. I need a better background. I like this background. Although it looks a little dark over here. So I gotta get some more light over there, but oh well. I got studio lighting. Looks alright. Um would you be surprised if Tyrod Taylor ends up in LA? I mean, he is a free agent. I wouldn't be shocked if Tyrod Taylor ends up in LA, but I wonder wherever Anthony Lynn goes, I think he might follow. So that's kind of where I'm at there. Are you a Yankees fan? I am. I might have already answered that. Yeah, it definitely grew on me. The logo did. The logo and colors are a travesty to my eyes. When Elton John and Billy Joel passed, that will be emotional for me. I agree. It was the Jazz. Oh my god. It was the Jazz. I remember that because Gordon Hayward. Yeah. Aok, thank you. Thoughts on previous uniforms? Oh yeah, I just said that, but I like them a lot. I think they were the best in sports, but personally, they're terrible. I can't believe that's what they went with. Who else cried when Kobe died? Me. Did you like? I loved Rocket Man. Rocket Man was awesome, and Taron Egerton is just a phenomenal actor. Wait, a Youngblood? Like, Jim. So Jack obviously is the one everyone knows, but Jim Youngblood wore number 53, and he was an inside linebacker, one of the best inside linebackers in the history of the organization. I can't even talk. SoFi Stadium is amazing. I want to go. I can't wait to go. The uniform colors, logos are terrible, and I would have voted darker blues and yellows. Tell my girlfriend that, Jake. She can't stand seeing yellow or gold on TV. Oof. That's brutal, Gibby. Come on, YouTube. I was reading that. My dad hates that I'm a Rams fan. LOL, he loves the Cowboys. Imagine having a family that it's 2021. What is that? SoFi meetup? Absolutely, Robert. Bro, my dad's a Seahawks fan. My mom is a Packers fan. Ugh. Go off to the Colts. What do you think? The O-line and the D. I mean, I think the Colts would be a good fit. And like I mentioned before, my buddy Evan would literally kill me. Rams new house. What do you think? From what I've seen, I love SoFi. Love it. But I want to actually see it in person. I've only seen it on TV. Previous Rams logo, the one that they call the snail. I don't see the snail. I see the best logo in sports. The Rams, if they use that old logo with like the head, the first Ram head, not the first one, but like the one they just had, and they just spruced it up a little bit, added, a flavor of like, this color, it would easily be the best logo in sports, in my opinion. Yeah. Man, that's a bummer. I'm sorry you guys can't. I mean, my mom's not super interested in football. Neither is my sister, but my brother, my father, and my best friend Tyler. So he was a Patriots fan because it's all he knew. So his dad is a Falcons fan, and he grew up a Patriots fan because basically whoever won that Super Bowl, the Rams and Patriots, he was going to pick, and he picked the Patriots. Was really young, and then when he realized like he got older and really understood the game and everything, he switched and he actually became a Giants fan because of New York. And then he realized he's like, I never really liked that. He had always been watching the Rams games with me for a while, so he was always a closet Rams fan. But when we went to LA, he admitted that he was a Rams fan, came out as a full on Rams fan, and it's cool, my best friend in upstate New York turned Rams fan, been watching the games with me since I remember Matt Moore on what was it? I want to say Halloween. It was Matt Moore versus AJ Feely, I want to say. The Rams won that game. Uh yes, they need to change the new Rams logo. I like the new Rams logo. Thanks for becoming a Rams fan. Yeah. You're welcome. I'm glad. No joke, I was watching the logo reveal live stream when they put the LA logo on their head and I thought it was a prank. So Alexis, my co-host, Alexis Craft. You can follow her at the Alexis Craft on Twitter. She sent me the link, and we watched it together, and we both were like, "This is awful. Like, is this for real?" And then after a while, I got over it, and she has not. So that's where we stand on that. Highlighter colors are growing on me. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of my older videos, guys, but I have a highlighter neon. Well, you saw my video last night. I have the mask that I was wearing. I had the like as a neck gaiter. Because you need a mask obviously when you're in this office building, and I have a neon yellow, like a Volt, I think is what it's called. Um, mask. So I'm a big fan of the highlighter colors, day glow clothes, all of that. People like totally throw shade at me, but it's all good. Um, do you like the Dodgers? Okay, so I might break some hearts here. I'm a Yankee fan. I used to like the Dodgers, but then they fired Mattingly, and I think I started to dislike the Dodgers. I was in LA during the World Series when they played the Red Sox, and I hate the Red Sox, so I was like, you better win this, World Series, and then to lose it when I'm out there, it's just like you got to be kidding me. So the Dodgers have kind of pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. Um, what do you want to see for the 2021 third jersey reveal? All yellow. All yellow. Give me all yellow. Soul, I think, is what they're calling it. All yellow. Uh I got over the helmet, but it's really interesting because I love the horn so much and I felt like they kind of butchered the horn. But now I do like the partition. I don't know what it is. I don't love it, but it's grown on me. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it, right? You know, we're all a community here. Jags fan, what's up? The Rams are trash. How did y'all sign Goff to this contract? I ask myself that every day. I mean, how did they sign Goff to this contract? Thanks to my dad, I am a Rams fan. Same here. I want to go to SoFi so bad. Same. I'm waiting for the all black uniforms, neon yellow and blue. Yeah, I think that's definitely possible. I know a lot of people are gonna be pissed, but you know, I think the Rams are. What did I say? 45%. I'm 45% sure the Rams are gonna roll with Jared Goff. Why do you think the Rams blocked O'Connell from? Oh, so we're about an hour and 35 into this stream, and you brought up the question that I was going to discuss, and I completely forgot to discuss it. It shows you how much content you can get out and everything with just one topic. But yeah, so you know, thoughts on the O'Connell thing. Look, I think Sean McVay blocking Kevin O'Connell could speak volumes in regards to the fact you might want Kevin O'Connell to call play. It's not a guarantee. I mean, also keep in mind, it's like, what is it, the Bill Belichick way? Like, congrats on getting a job, but stay away from, you know, my players. You're not going to take my players away, that type of mentality. I think Sean McVay has been way too open to allowing guys to go find other opportunities where he could just start losing all his coaching staff. I don't think he was ready to lose Kevin O'Connell, and so for that reason, he blocked it. But it's definitely interesting and more could come out of it. I think it's a fluid situation. I think it's a developing story for sure. Um, why do USC quarterbacks stink in the NFL? I couldn't tell you. I really don't know. Carson Palmer is pretty good, but I wish the new uniforms were like throwbacks, like white during the 70s. I like the bone. I know I'm in the minority there, but I really like the bone. Can't have another OC in back-to-back years. Definitely continuity. Could you see anyone else getting traded besides Goff, Havenstein, Brockers? I wouldn't trade Brockers, but I could see it. That's about it. Rams will never win anything with the quarterbacks they have. You're sleeping on my boy John Wolford, Jags fan. Just remember that. Kind of ironic with all the Goff hate, and it was the defense that let us down in the end when it counted the most. Very true. Very true. It's definitely something to keep in mind. Rams should trade for Deshaun Watson, give Texans Ramsey in 2 first rounds. So here's my because I saw someone mention the idea of trading Aaron Donald for Deshaun Watson, and then Jags fan just mentioned Jalen Ramsey. Here's why I think that would be the wrong move. You're getting Deshaun Watson to add onto this team because you think he's the piece you're missing, and you've already proven you can go to a Super Bowl. So you wouldn't trade Watson, or you wouldn't trade Ramsey or Donald or a serious asset to get Watson. You would keep the guys you have and trade picks. That's the thing. The Rams want to add on if they're getting Watson. They don't want to take away. Yeah, Goff's decision making isn't the best. Okay, so the St. Louis Rams fans in here, cover your ears. I do like Stan Kroenke. I like an owner straight up that is going to basically do his job, you know, and just fund the team. Don't get involved in the football, you know, personnel, all that stuff, those decisions. Leave it up to the football guys. I like that. That's the type of owner that I want. I understand that there's a lot of, you know, there's a rift there with the St. Louis fans, and I get it. But that's where I'm at right now as I yawn. Apparently pretty tired. Um, who is the most random Rams player you can remember? Scott Covington. No one can beat me. No one can beat me. Scott Covington wore 4. It was the quarterback. That was the game. Jamie Martin, I think, was he was supposed to start and he got hurt and they decided to roll with him anyway. I don't remember, but yeah, Scott Covington. Jeff Smoker, Sean McDonald. I mean, Jeff Scanina. Am I is this random enough for you, Colonel? Yeah, the Vikes, Bengals, and Rams are pretty nice. Who would be down to see a white tiger Bengal helmet? I think that'd be really cool. Let's see. Matt Gay for Deshaun Watson. It's deeper than football. Um, Watson isn't going anywhere. He's just in a power play for influence. I don't know. I think he could. I think he's gone. I really do. Yeah, I can't let the 49ers get him. This Sunday, I have the Packers and the Chiefs. Well, that's a good question. Who do you think replaces Liam Cohen as quarterbacks coach? Well, Liam Cohen was an assistant quarterbacks coach from what I was like I saw. And I saw they added, what was it? Zach Robinson went from assistant quarterbacks coach. I think he was a wide receivers coach or wide receivers assistant or something along those lines. So quarterbacks coach is interesting. Because I don't think they have a true quarterbacks coach. I think they have two assistants. So now with Cohen gone, they'd have to add somebody. Um, that's a really good question. I mean, I would see if Josh McCown is interested. He'd be on my short list. Um, yeah, Josh McCown. Obviously, I'd love Dan Orlovsky, but he's not going to do it. I don't think he wants to coach yet. Give him time. His kids are out of the house and grown up, and then he's going to want to. He'll be a coach. He's phenomenal. Great offensive mind. I hate Georgia Frontier. What did you think of her? I don't want to speak any ill will about the dead. I personally don't really have an opinion of her, but I know a lot of people who obviously love the team in LA. They hate her. I get their reasoning, just like I get, St. Louis's reasoning for not liking Demoff and Cronky. Who would you want more as their deep threat hypothetically, Henry Ruggs or Brandon Cooks? Henry Ruggs. One of my favorite wide receiver prospects I've ever scouted. And I really like Brandon Cooks, but Henry Ruggs, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. Two generations this Sunday going to be crazy. You bought an Aaron Donald jersey and your wife thought it was a Trump jersey? That's funny. I would want Kenny Galladay. Is he free? Love that man. Northern Illinois. Huge fan of his coming out of college. Yes, the Rams did get they did get Raheem Morris. He is better than Ruggs. I agree. I think Smith is better than Ruggs, but I loved Ruggs. You have the Bills and Bucks. Yeah, I have the opposite. I have Packers, Chiefs. The Donald. Would you want Allen Robinson? I mean, if we were able to obtain him, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think he's great. Yeah, Waddle has that injury concern. I do have a problem with that. Um, but he's very talented. Rams don't have cap space for Robinson. No, I'm not saying they do. Raheem is good. This chair is not comfortable. I have a comfortable chair in my home office, but this office I do not. Would you want the Rams to trade Jared Goff? Depending if they get a good package, then yeah. After those 4 straight Super Bowl losses, Bills should just be given one for all the heartache. Yeah, I could argue the Rams should be given one for the fact that they were cheated out of the first one, and then the football gods had them lose the second one to the same team. The Rams, I don't think, should get Cam Newton at all in free agency. And if they draft a quarterback, I mean, I have to look more at the quarterbacks in this draft, and that's really what I'm in the process of doing. But I wouldn't draft anybody to be a starter. Trade Goff for a Canada Dry. You guys, you're gonna make me go get a Canada Dry, aren't you? All right, I'll be back. Hopefully my mic doesn't turn off like last time. And there it is. What should we start calling this live stream sponsored by Canada Dry? Sheesh. I love ginger ale. You gotta know me by now. What's up, CJ Laughlin? We absolutely should not fire Snead, but I don't. I'm not gonna say we should fire Demoff, but I wish Goff could scramble more to avoid sacks. You and me both. Trade for Jordan Love. Cam is athletic and strong. Cam can't throw, though. That's the problem. To me, Cam is Jared Goff, just more mobile. Well, no, that's wrong. Cam's career trajectory is looking very similar to what Goff is right now. But we'll see. I mean, I thought Goff ended the season on a high note. You can't really take that away from him. Put Cam in at wide receiver. Cam's best receiver on the Patriots. I mean, probably Edelman. He got hurt. And then Jacoby Myers, who I like a lot. I don't think Leonard Floyd's going to resign. Cam only had one good wide receiver during all his career, Steve Smith. That's it. Kelvin Benjamin was awesome, man. Before he let himself go, Kelvin Benjamin would go up and high point that football. 6'5" receiver out of Florida State. I thought we already won a Super Bowl against the Titans before 2000. Yeah. Yeah, the Rams won. The Rams beat the Titans, and then they have 2 NFL championships. They beat the Browns. I think they beat both the Browns twice, I want to say. It was 45 and 51. Don't get me started on Rams history, man. I did so much research during the pandemic, or we're still in that, I guess. But when we had lockdowns here in New York, and I did a lot of research, and I don't know if you guys missed it, but Downtown Rams, Blaine Grisack, who is the managing editor for Downtown Rams, I just kind of stepped down, moved out of that. I'm more focusing on the digital aspect of Downtown Rams and what we bring via media, whether that be audio and video content. But Blaine Grisack and I did a Madden simulation where we drafted an all-time Rams roster, and then we simulated we had we had Madden simulate them. So my all-time Rams roster, I had like Kurt Warner, and it was fun. Kurt Warner Todd Gurley. I don't know, all sorts of guys. Marshall Faulk. But yeah, I did all sorts of research and, Crazy Legs Hirsch, man, one of the most underrated Rams. No one ever talks about him. He had like the craziest season. I think it was 51 when they won the title. So the Rams, in case you didn't know, have two NFL championships and a Super Bowl. But for whatever reason, we only count Super Bowls, which is bizarre. Jake, I missed most of the stream because I had a Zoom class. What are your general thoughts on getting Raheem Morris? Love it. I went from liking it to now I love it. I think it's the right move. There's a lot of reasons as to why. I feel like it's a really good move. Obviously, you have the familiarity factor. You have a guy that, soaked in things like a sponge, a Tampa 2 defense, wrinkles in that playbook, and then, the cover 3 that Dan Quinn ran with the Legion of Boom. I love it. Yeah. All right, folks. That's going to do it. I'm getting tired. My back hurts. I got to drink the rest of this thing. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. It's been a lot of fun. I love y'all. I'll be back. We're trying to do this every night. I don't know if we'll do it every night, but we're trying to keep the streak going. We're trying. So if more news comes out, that definitely guarantees it. I think what I'll do is when I know I'm going to be able to stream, I'm going to schedule them ahead of time like I did today. I think, the stream went really well because of that. And, that's how we're going to do that. So. Good night, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that, Jags fan. 100 minutes. Yeah. I see I've been on here a while. So, but yeah. Love y'all. Take care. We'll chat soon. Again, if you want to reach me in any way, you have any questions or anything like that, I'm dropping it at JK Bogan DTSN. And make sure, if you haven't already, to sub to the AJ show, which I just dropped. If you like NFL talk, my cousin and I on the AJ show, we talk football, and it's every Saturday, 12 Eastern time to 2 p.m. Eastern time. And the Discord, which I will drop the link. I know I said I'd be gone, but there's a lot of stuff I have to do. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay, so we're gonna get that invite link. Make sure to join that. It's a Rams community Discord. If you're interested as a Rams fan or not a Rams fan, we have other fans in there as well. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty much 24/7. There's always people talking in there, so be sure to click on that. And now I'm off, and I should go home. I should relax. I should do all that, but we're going to record another video because that's how we are.